All right. It appears that I'm live on the second iteration of this live stream of handcrafted micro tools. Well, we can hear it, but I'm sick, and I almost didn't do this, but I was like, I can't um, not follow through on the second try because I don't know. I just worry about momentum. It's like if I can do it while I'm sick, I could do it anytime. So today, what are we going to build today? Today, I'm going to make a tagging system, kind of like a bit of a free form knowledge base. So, what I want to do is, I'll say user input will be notes, context, free form, ideas and thoughts, and the output will be tagged like knowledge base or knowledge graph in a way. And how it's going to do it is through so the user inputs note, the system tags it. Well, that sounds pretty easy. Okay. All right. So let's start with tags. I love tags as an idea because if you tag just about anything, actually, if you make a tags like a centralized tags table within a system and let people tag anything, tag other people, tasks, meetings, whatever, then coming back to the tags table, you can like look outward at the rest of the system from the perspective of a tag. So it's like, where did this tag get used across the system? And it's like, what does the aggregate of all of those uses mean for a tag and for our, I guess, understanding of the system itself? Chat rate one. Boy, how am I supposed to get chat here? Oh, chat rate zero. All right. Well, once again, I am unprepared to actually chat with people. So kind of the benefits of a live stream are sort of rendered useless here. Um, so chat away, but I'm not going to see it until after. That implies that anybody is watching. Okay, so as usual, when I make a table, I like to just sort of keep a name. Sometimes I call it name, sometimes I call it whatever the thing is, in this case, tags. Uh, I want to have a type, and whenever I make types, I usually start by select list and then convert it to a table. I couldn't really tell you why. This could be let's say a type of tag is a skill. Uh, and it could be a like, boy, I don't know. My brain's a bit mushy here. I'm just gonna leave this. Actually, I'll convert it to a table now, and I'll say db tag type, and I'll put it on a new table or in a new page. I mean, okay. And actually, I'm gonna call this db tags, and just to keep things clean from the start, we'll call this tags, and I'll drag this across. Okay, so now I've got tags. It's looking up to this select list, which is type, and I want created on, and I guess I want created by. Um, so we'll add those in for now. Excuse me. Um, but what is the point if we're not collecting some kind of input? So let's say db user note. I'm just going to call this notes, I guess, db notes. So it's another table, db notes. And this one's a bit weird because, I mean, notes often don't have a, a name. Sometimes I'll use like an AI column to give it like a summary name, or I'll use like created on and created by, and I'll use this as like a compose column or something. Compose, there it is. And then what we can do is say, I guess I've got to do equals created by dot name. Um, and then I'll do a dash and at created on. Okay, so now it's just doing that. And then obviously, let's see, what should we use for this? Canvas, maybe? This will be the note. Right. And column type. No, edit column. I want to preview it so I can see it from here. Because this is actually the more important thing. And I probably, maybe I'll get rid of that name piece later on. Okay, I'm going to get rid of those ones. Do I have extra stuff here? I do. Actually, all of these are extra. Uh, tag. Tags. What kind of tag is tag? And tag type has an extra one here too. Let's get rid of that. What kind of type is tags? Uh, Boy. It's a relation? Hmm. Don't know what I'm going to use that type column for yet. Maybe I don't need it at all. But here we go. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to put a note in here. And let's see, what should my note be right now? Well, I had a good one today from, what was I reading? 9 Lies About Work. And it was to find the outcomes you want from your team, look for your leaders can't be control the business. Oh, this one about spiky people and how we don't want people to be well-rounded. We want teams to be well-rounded, but people should be weird and spiky. So now, if I just came in and input that note, which probably what I do at this point is I want a nicer way to input it, and I mean it's hardly a yeah, I'll just make a new button. I recognize that there's the new button here above the table, but to make my own sometimes. I almost always go to the formula, and I'll just say open row, add row to notes where I guess I don't need anything to happen. And I'm going to say new note. Oh, I like the music note. And I would use it if I didn't want this to be confusing for people. So let's maybe just do a like add. So this is why you don't do this kind of, oh, there's one. It's like a little scroll. I'm also going to make it large and only for errors. And I'll say new note. And this is why you don't do this kind of thing too early on because I mean it totally distracts you from the building of the thing, but sometimes a distraction is what you need in order to get your brain working. And actually, I guess what I want to do is move that button over to my um, homepage. So now if I say new note, right, okay, so now I'm going to delete it. And what I want to do is add a button. Okay, so I'm going to start modifying how this layout looks because I don't like this. So what I'm going to do is say edit layout. I'm going to get rid of, excuse me, actually I won't get rid of them. Let's do this and this. You kind of put this down at the bottom. I think my phone's ringing. Hey, Jesse. Jesse. Lots of ideas from Jesse. Okay, so here we are. I think here I don't need this name at all, right? I can just rely on the note and why is OBS Studio disconnected, reconnecting? How we doing, OBS Studio? How we doing? Hey, connected. All right then. I guess we'll just assume this is all working as intended. Not just talking to nobody. Although that will be a nice lesson learned for future me to deal with. Okay, so this is how this looks. So what I also want to put on here is a delete button or like a cancel. I guess it's a cancel button. And what this will let me do if I make it a button is say just delete rows, this row. Because sometimes you click to add a note and you don't actually want to add a note. So I'll just put the little, I like the X trashy can. I'll make it red and get rid of those errors. Lose that, lose that. Actually, I might put it up at the top on the right. Yeah, how does that look? All right, cancel. Oh, this is a good time to bring in my modal lines formula. As I tend to do, I'll add a settings page for things that I need to include. I'll put an H1 and do like a collaborative settings and then paste this in here. So I like to have collaborative settings, personal settings, and then when the time comes, if the time comes, what happened there? H1 system settings. I should probably get this on a template page. Excuse me, so I can just pull it up when I need it. But here we are. So now I've got my modal line formula. I can go back to notes, open this up, edit my layout, and I want to add a column. I'll say line 1 and add a formula. And the formula is modal line formula. Nope. Yeah, modal line formula. And then this one, you can get rid of the label and center it, and now it becomes, I move it up here, then it just separates things nicely, can duplicate it quickly, and now you've got something that looks just a little bit better. So there we go. Now, when I'm on the home page, if I click to make a new note and I decide I don't want to, then I can just cancel it. And we're good. Okay. Excuse me. So now the other thing uh, that makes sense to do is to let, I guess, first the user, second is some kind of AI system tag these notes. So we're going to say tags, there's the relation, and we'll allow multiple selections, and I'm going to create the column here. Excuse me. Tags, right. So now when I go in to this view, what I probably want to do is duplicate this again. And then we want to show these tags. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll leave the table there for now. Um, it's making me realize I want to add a definitions column for tags, I think, which is like, I guess just a text column for now, because we want to know what this tag really means. Like type isn't going to tell us if tags are like words, symbols used to um, identify and categorize uh, notes. Used to, I don't know, identify, I guess it's categorize and like link. And I mean, one thing you can do here is, so this is my definition. I might call this like user definition. And then sometimes I'll try something like add after, and we'll call what is AI custom prompt. And we'll make why is it over here? Awkward. I'm going to say write a definition for the knowledge base tag for a knowledge base tag where the tag name is at tag and the user has defined the tag as at user definition. Write a dictionary style definition, and I want it short. All right, so like one sentence maybe. We'll see what that does. AI definition. Yeah, so that is garbage. Absolute garbage. So disappointing. It's like, if I change the type, I want it as text friendly. Like, is that really gonna help? That's better. That's better. Oh, okay. So the reason that I would have this AI definition, I think, is because Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's not useful. If I had a new tag, what's a new tag? I'll say person. What's it gonna do? It's because like I don't want to write a user definition for every one of these tags, and later on I think, okay. Um, yeah, right. At some point, what I would probably do is write some sort of definition of what we're trying to do here, like what this system is for. And with that objective in mind, I'd feed that into the definition here. Um, yeah, maybe I'm actually going to do that. Maybe I'm going to say system details or like knowledge base details. And now I'm going to take this stuff and put it over here and say this knowledge base is something. All right, I'm not going to go too wild here because I don't really know what this system is for, but that means where were we tags? Now, if I come and I put a new column in and I'll say insert after, and do I really want to do this? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? See, what I've done in the past is say canvas, I'll say this KB, what do I call it? Details. And then what I'll do is the value is knowledge base details, right? And then I can say and edit the AI prompt, write a dictionary style definition for your reference. The knowledge, the user describes. Thanks, Scott. The user describes this knowledge base as follows at KB details, period, and then we'll fill the column and see what it does. Okay, and we're getting longer here. Tags, word symbols, link, freeform ideas, thoughts, or text. Helps you capture thoughts about individuals and okay, so it made this person one a lot better as a starting point because it knows now that a person is in relation to a knowledge base, not just the world. Um, so that's good. And then I think I'm gonna leave it there. Now I'll go back to notes, right? Notes. I don't want these lines showing in my main table. So if I open this note, I want to get rid of created on and created by for tags. Uh, and I don't know, one thing, I mean, this can work when as a way to add tags, new ones or existing ones, but I find it's far less intuitive than just like putting sorry about this. I guess I do want this here first. Um, it's less intuitive to use this table and say either add new or choose like this. And also, hovering over this, I can't see what that's about before I click on it. Where if I change the way this is laid out to uh, just like a regular pick list, then now I can see the definitions, and that's actually making me think, oh, what else I need to do. Uh, that hover piece, I'll go back there. That hover piece is going to show whatever's in the base table. So in this case, DB tags is like the primary table. And so whatever columns are showing there are going to show up in here. If you don't want them all to, and in this case, I certainly don't want them all to every column to show up there, then what I tend to do is I'll just make a copy of this and just paste it down here. And I'll call it, so it's connected view, and I'll call it like DB tags main view or something. I can't remember what I've been using lately, but now I can still use this one to see everything if I need to come back here and make changes and stuff, but I can here remove KB details, create by. I'll probably move the type up in this case so that now what we see when we're in notes, if you want to try to pick one of these and you hover over it, you just get the type and the definition. So a lot more helpful, and you're not overwhelmed with all the scrolling and stuff. One thing to note, I think, did I make that tags multi-select? I did. Okay, that's important. Um, so I don't want to add tags to this myself, like call me crazy, but I feel like that's pretty low level sort of work that can be done by the system, hopefully AI, and maybe we've figured out a way. I don't know, maybe I can get the AI to do it. So anyway, we're gonna insert a column after and say AI. I can do another custom prompt, and I guess the type I want here is I don't really want bullets, but maybe that's the way to get it. Because like what I want is comma separated list of tags, right? I want to say, um, look at this note. Look at the note below and extract any meaningful keyword tags and or phrases. I was gonna say that come to mind. It's like you don't have a mind. Note, right? So I'm referencing the note itself. And hey, look at this. So now the question is like, do I want do, do I want multi-word tags? Because like, should this be objective as a tag and misguided as a tag, or should it be misguided objective as a tag? And I guess that's probably for the user to decide in the moment. So why don't I just let it create this? It's going to do it in bullets. Excuse me. And look at the note below. I'm extracting equal text. Yeah, okay. Well, that's decent. So we got AI. But now it's lumped these together. So now it's put them on separate. Okay, so I need to try to edit the AI and say, um, and look at the note below, or it'll be like read. What did I say? Look at. Read the note below. Extract any meaningful keywords or phrases, and output each uh, tag on uh, in a separate bullet. Let's try that. Okay, well, that's better. So now the question is, what happens to those? So if I make it now another column, so now I'm just experimenting. Um, I just want to see what happens if I say equals AI tags. Uh, list. So I want to split, I guess, AI tags by um, line break. Hmm. So now it's kept the bullets. I mean, what is delimiter? See if it's bullets. What if I just try this instead? What if I say to the edit AI, instead of bullets, I want, let's formatted text in a, I'll say, comma separated list. Okay. So now, if that works, then yeah, these are all. So this is AI tags list. And then what I want to do is say, what is the user going to do with this? The user sees these in a list, and we want to be able to add the tags, but also see which tags already exist in the system, right? So what if there was uh, what if there was a table that was like temporary tags, and for every one of these, what we do is we say, I'll just put a button in here right now. So what I'm going to try to do is I want to push these to a table where then the user can see those. And for every item in the table, say, I want to add this one, I want to change this one. You could even look up whether or not there was a similar um, tag or that tag already exists in the system. Right, so AI tags list. So what was I going to do? I'm going to make a button, insert a column after, and it's going to be a button. And this button is going to say AI tags list dot for each add row to temporary tags where tag is current value. Okay, so what that says is for every item in this tags list, that's for each item in this tags list, add a row to temporary tags table, and the tag column is going to be assigned whatever the current value is in the list. So it'll be like teams or well-roundedness. It's going to dump that into there, I think. Oh, it didn't. It did one row. Why is that? Oh, because I never fixed this. I've got a by line break. It needs to split based on a comma. All right, so delete this. Okay, and good. So that's added those. So that means that within this view, so now what I need is also to go and look up temporary tags and allow multiple selections. And I think what's going to happen here is I'm going to have to clear this temporary tags out every time. And so I think what I'll say is temporary tags. It'll bring every single row in from temporary tags and show it. There we go. And so when you're in here, I'm looking at my note, edit layout, bring temporary tags and the button up. So it's like here are the temporary tags. Here are the tags. Do I want to do that? No, I don't want to do that. Let's leave this down here for now. And the button was like, what was the button again? It was create the temporary tags. And actually now what I realize I'm going to have to do is say, if you've got more than one person in this system, which I'm always trying to think about, hey, now we've got like 4 people doing this at the same time. And what I want to do is every time someone's running this thing, they're going to have to create the tags. And we can either, I guess what I would do is say create edit formula, edit column. I know. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a new column here that is notes. Actually, it's note. Yeah, note. So now in that button, this will become hopefully clear in a second what's going on here. So I want to add to the note column every time it's doing this. I'm going to say this row. Okay, so now let's try to delete all these. Excuse me. And then when I click this now, right, okay, so it adds, that's just the ugly sort of identifier. Here, the name is the display column, so that's what's showing up in the note. So now it says uh, here's what's in here. So what that will do is if I have temporary tags, then this temporary tags lookup will now say temporary tags filter where note equals this row, right? Because now if there's another row in here, it's not going to show up here, which means that someone else can come in and be clicking buttons and they can delete tags and do whatever, and it's not going to affect the temporary tags that are here. I probably also want to put in um, an automation that got rid of some of these temporary tags to say, if there's temporary tags that have been in this table for, why don't we just do it now? I'd be worried that these temporary tags, so someone comes in, they make a note, they generate some suggested tags, and then they don't really do anything with it. They might just be distracted and they're going to come back in, 20 minutes or 2 minutes. So we don't want to delete them right away. But if they don't end up doing anything, then like the automation is going to have to make some decisions there to say, like, do we want to just add all these tags on the person's behalf? And maybe that's something that happens in the settings where it's like you can set it to say what happens after, a day passes. Do we want to add any of the temporary tags, like just generate temporary tags and add them? Um, or do we just want to delete all the temporary tags from here, which is what I'm going to do right now. So I'll say automations, add a rule. It's going to be time-based, and it'll say uh, every day created on. Okay, so here's what I might do. I'll do created on, and I'll do a checkbox. No, I don't want to do that. Every day we're gonna go in and we'll say uh, if temporary tags filter where is created on is greater than as less than today minus one, I guess. So if it's over a day old, maybe I'll do 2 days old. And then we want to say dot count is greater than 0. So what that's saying is go in, take a look at the temporary tags table. If there are tags that were created more than 2 days ago, and that if there are, count greater than 0, that's now our if statement is true or false. Then if it's true, we're going to same thing, temporary tags filter where uh, created on is less than today. I don't know if I've got my less than. Actually, I guess it'd be less than. Oh, and I'm not doing the day dot day. To date. Right, created on to date is less than today minus 1. Uh, I'm just going to delete those rows. Right. So I'll copy that. I'll put it back up here. All right. So the rule is delete temp tags older than 1 day. And I'm going to turn that on. Okay. So that'll at least make sure that we don't get overwhelmed with these things. But in the meantime, what what am I seeing in here as a note taker? Well, I've created some temporary tags and they've now been returned to me here. So what I need to do is make this a table and then I think what I want to do is create in here a checkbox, and I'll probably hide it afterwards, but this checkbox is going to say uh, is a tag, and it'll be a formula that says if if tag is if I guess I have to do if tags, so it's db tags dot tag, so dot contains text, this row tag, then true, otherwise false. All right, so if go to go to all the tags and take all of the names of the tags, if that contains this row, then true. And actually, I probably want to do dot lower case. I want to convert them all to lowercase, and then I want to convert this one to lowercase just in case. And now at least I'm saying like it doesn't help with S on the end or anything, but that can be done later. So is a tag, and the way we can check that is by saying, let's say I add down here teams. Okay, so now teams is appearing as it's already a tag. Okay, so now at least we can see which ones are already a tag. And what I probably do here is do a conditional format and say add a rule that is a tag is checked. Then it will just make the whole thing green. And is a tag is, oops, unchecked. And does that make sense? Green is already a tag. Because the other thing is we want to know not just what has been tagged. No, we want to know not just whether or not this thing is already in our system of tags. We want to know if it's already been tagged to this node. So let me take these off for a moment. And we need a button here. And this button is going to add the tag to the system. So we've got a couple of conditions here. One is what we want to be able to do is have a button where the person says add this tag to the node, right? But it's going to do a different action depending on whether the node or this tag is already in the system of tags. Which means if we say if is a tag, so if it's true that the thing is already in the system, then all we need to do is list combine I don't know if I want to list combine or not. If it is a tag. Yeah, I guess what I'm gonna say is list combine. No, I want to modify rows. So I'm gonna modify rows, this row tags. Okay. So now we're in this problem of what I need to actually modify is the note, right? So I'm not modifying this row, I'm modifying the note, which is a good thing that we added it to this tag because that means it's there to be modified. So we want to modify rows note, and what we're gonna do is the tags, and we're gonna list combine note dot tags. So it's like what is there already, with db tags dot filter where tag dot lowercase equals this row dot tag dot lowercase. I gotta open this up. It's getting a little hairy here. So what I tend to do is when I'm trying to modify rows, I'll bump down this stuff because modify rows is like, here's the row we're modifying, and then you can do as many things as you want here. It's like, we're change this column to this, change this column to this. But then at least that's a little bit clearer, right? So now we've said what's going to happen if the tag is already there. If it's not, then we need to run actions, and we're going to add a row to tags. No, db tags, where the tag is this row dot tag. Right? If it's not in the tags table, the first thing we need to do is add it to the tags table. And then we need to do the same thing as we did here. Oh, okay. So that means the easier way to do this formulaically is to start with the run actions and say, if this thing is a tag, I'm going to pull this out of here for a sec. Uh, hmm. Okay, and the other one is a no action. All right, so now it's saying run actions. We're going to do two things. The first thing we're going to do is to check if there's a tag or if it's already a tag. And I've done this wrong. I want to say no action is first. Yep. All right. If it's already a tag, then don't do anything. If it isn't already a tag, then add it as a tag. And then, no matter what we're going to do is modify the note so that the tag gets added. Right? Right. Nope. Wrong. What's wrong? Formula run actions is missing a value. Oh, because I have an extra comma in there. Done. Okay. Excuse me. Add tag. So right now, what we can see is Teams is already here. So the other thing I need to do is disable this button. And there's a couple ways we can do this because like maybe we want to remove that tag if it's already been added. But for now, we're just going to say uh, disable the button if let's see. I think what I want to do here, I'm trying not to make this too complicated. I'm going to make this too complicated, so I got to stop this. So what we're going to do is say advanced The formula is going to be disable if um, note dot tags dot tag, all right, dot lower dot contains text. This I can just say tag here, right? Tag dot lower. Okay, so now what that's saying is, if this guy is already in here, then obviously, like, let's not try to add it again. So here's a big test. If I click this, it should add well-roundedness to the overall table of tags and then immediately add it here. Huh. Well, you look at that, it did it. So now if I hover over here, it's in the table and DB tags, it should be trying to generate well around the quality of being comprehensive and well balanced in knowledge or skills. Excuse me. Okay, so that's cool. Now, when I look at a note, all right, I can just click to create these temporary tags and do that. So now what if I just want to automate this, then I guess clicking the button is going to create the temporary tags. And actually, I probably want to, I'll leave it there. I was going to disable this one to see what's going on in the stream. Okay, hey everybody. Two concurrent viewers, welcome. I was going to disable this so that you couldn't like add more temporary tags after, but maybe I update the note and then I want that ability to like do more tags again later. So this is kind of messy at the moment. I don't know how much effort I really want to put into cleaning it up. Um, right, so here's the note. Here it's tags. And then I can create the temporary tags and add them as tags here. So let's stick with that for now and think about what else we want to do. One of the things we want to do is from tags, we want to be able to see which uh, tags have been used in which notes, because the other kind of component of this is the relationship between tags and how are we going to get that? So one relationship between tags is like they were both used in this note. But there's another kind of deeper relationship between tags that says a person belongs on a team, or like a person may be a part of a team. And that's totally different to, it's like a different, I don't know what you'd say, ontological layer, I guess, than Andy is on. So if I put in here, it's like Andy is a tag, and the operations team, that's now going to be of type team. This is of type worker. And so somewhere I need to have a relations piece to give extra sort of weight to this that says, let's just do this now. Table. People watching, I have no access to the chat, so I'm sorry. It's if you're here with me, feel free to ask any questions in chat. Also looking for ideas for what else to build because I can do this every week. So if you got anything, post it in the comments. But um, I'll figure out chat hopefully the next time. Tag relationship. Tag relationships. Tags relations. Okay. So we've got tag one, tag two, and then this would be like the relationship, I guess. And I don't know, I can still do a created on, I guess, and a created by. Those tend to come in handy. Um, Now I had actually in advance sort of created uh, this idea of like relation types because I remembered that this has been helpful in the past. So if I maybe I can just copy this and we'll come back here and say I'm gonna need a new page here. Just a page. Okay, and get that off there. Tag relationships, but this is like relationship type. And now that I don't know why I do this. Why do I always do this? Select list new and then get rid of that. And actually I don't yeah, it doesn't make any sense why I would do that. Okay. Tag, I guess this is now a new table. DB tag relationship type. And I want okay, that's good. Subpage and get that over there. Okay, so now this can be relationship type, and it should probably only be one type. But now, what I can do after I update these to be DB tags and DB tags and single select, right? Yep. Okay, so now what I can do is say Andy, and I'll put the relations type in here. What am I? Depends on, is a part of the operations team. And I should probably have some sort of contextual, I'll put a canvas column in here. Context. Just in case. So now, what I also want to do, I guess, is say, okay, what's the context? Let's see. Um, Andy joined the operations team in March of 2020. I guess joined, that's fine. So this is another useful thing to do, especially if you're planning on using AI to analyze any of this stuff, is to create I just for every table I'll call it AI summary. And actually, I'm not going to call it that. I'm realizing I should call it summary for AI because it's not an AI summary. It is a compose column. Compose column where we're going to say uh, tag relationship. And then down here, we'll say at tag one I don't really want it to be the actual tag, so I'm gonna have to say equals tag1 dot tag. Yeah. And then we'll say equals relationship type dot name, and then we'll say equals tag2 dot tag. Okay, and context, we'll say at context, and we'll also say relationship type. And I'm going to go back to relationship type. And so this is the relationship type. And this is a definition. And I'm going to do the same compose thing here and say uh, at relationship type at definition. Okay, and this would be summary for AI. So then what I can do is come back to relationships, the summary for AI here. If I update my compose column, then I can say equals relationship type dot summary for AI. Actually, what I might do in this summary is say means depends on means one tag requires the other to function. Okay. Excuse me. So now I've got two unneeded relationships, but it says summary for AI tag and these are part of operations team context. Okay, so now I've got this sort of summary, and actually I might say that the relationship was identified on at created on by at created by. I guess that makes sense. All right, why did I do that? Well, if this tag is going to have a good kind of definition, then it's actually not even just the definition. It's like, I think what I want is some sort of AI summary after. I'm going to call it, I guess, AI summary. And we'll say AI custom prompt. Let's see. This tag, give a summary of why this tag is meaningful. Here is some background information on this tag. Why this tag named, say, at tag AI summary, and I'm going to do this kind of same thing here again. This is starting to get pretty confusing, so apologies. Did I mention that I'm not feeling well today? I did. Compose. So it's tag is at tag. And I'll say tag name, tag definition at AI definition. We'll say, let's see, tag type. Select list. Really? Sorry for AI. Yeah. Tag type. Where was I? And what was I doing? I was saying the compose content. So that's the tag type. Let's see. I want to say tag relationships. This is where I'll need to probably go to tag relationships, and I'm going to make an all tags column here. So tags, and all I'm going to do is list combine tag 1, tag 2, all tags. Okay, and then let's see if I go back to where was I just now? Tag relationships. Now I want to flip this. I can't. Okay, so I'm back to tags. I'll make a tag relationships all tags column. Okay, Andy and Andy. Right, because tag relationships, I should probably create a name column and just call this, actually I'll make it another compose column. We're getting somewhere, I promise. This is gonna go somewhere. Um, and this is equals tag equals tag. Um, relationship type dot relationship type equals tag 2. Oh, and is a part of operations team. That's what I want to make as my display column. And let's see here. Now within relationships, we got that. That should come up there. Then the tags, it's going to show me as Andy's part of operations team. Okay. And then what I can do in this tag relationships, we'll say edit compose content tag relationships equals tag relationships dot summary for AI. Okay, and then the last thing we want is notes that have been tagged with this tag. And we'll say at, no, we'll say equals note. No, do we not have a note column? DB notes. Well, that's a problem. Notes. Okay. And we'll say equals notes dot summary. So I don't have a summary for notes. Let's say note for now. And that's going to get pretty big for some of these. Okay, but this is the summary for AI. And now what we want to do is create an AI summary, as if that's not confusing enough. Add summary for AI, right? Fill the column. No, I don't want it as a series of bullets. I want it friendly and text. Okay, so now if I hide this summary for AI because I don't really need it, although I probably am going to need to edit it later, I have this definition where it's like the tag name Andy is quite meaningful. It helps categorize and label thoughts for analysis and synthesis. Andy is a worker tag. It helps in identify a specific group or signature. So here's where I say, this is me. I am an operations consultant specializing in work design. Okay, so now a whole bunch of things should be updating. That should update, and we'll see if these other things update. And the operations team, user definition is like 5 people focused on improving the efficiency and effectiveness of work at more strategy. A 5, I'll say person team. Okay. Okay, so these definitions aren't at the moment like incredibly useful, but let's go to DB notes. If I open this node up again, create temporary tags, really, I want to be able to add kind of all of these things. Just add all these. So add tag to this note. Nice. So what? Well, let's say I now go into tags. I have my definition. I have this summary. And really what I would want to do is say, here's my home. And I'm going to make my notes here. So I'll make a notes a view of the notes that's like notes, note cards or something. And just make some cards. Um, I don't want AI tags, right? I want actual tags. And actually, maybe what I want to do is put the actual node on there. Let's show it. Card. Yeah, it's not going to show it. Okay. Then what I'll do for the cards display in columns is just add that name back on. No, get rid of that. Okay, what else? Let's say the process of creating them. Okay, so I'm going to take another quote here from this same book, and we're just going to dump this in here. Take out my highlights and actually bold that section. There's no tags. I want to create some temporary tags. Oh, interesting. Deleted everywhere. So why, when I click that button, does it not? Is it because AI tags has not been populated yet? Is that it? That's probably it. So if I say, let me just go back to notes here and say, well, roundness. Oh, what did I just hear a beep for? Don't know. Um, tags, AI tags. Holy cow. Shared. I might have to tell it. Do I want them all to be nouns? No, probably not. Okay, so the problem was it hadn't created, excuse me, it hadn't created these AI tags. So clicking the button to like make those tags wasn't going to do anything. Right now, right now it's added them all. All right. Oh, so diversity it's saying is a tag, but I thought I had set this to disable. It says it's true, but why isn't it disabling it? What tag do I have? Yeah, see, diversity is already there. So something weird is up. What is it? So if I do this, let's just say this. I'll go tags. I want to find tags and say, give me all the tags, filter where, uh, actually, no, I'm going to say tags dot tag dot, no, I'm going to say tags dot filter where current, no, that's already there, tag uh, dot lower equals this row tag dot lower. Okay, there it is. So now I should be able to change instead of saying advanced here and say true. This will be oh, this should have been as easy as is a tag. Yeah. Okay. Well, now at least I can see it. I'm gonna say tag lookup. I'll just keep this here just in case. All right, so this one's already here. Deficit focused tools. Interesting. Agility. God, look at all this stuff. Public signifiers. This is intense. So, I mean, this tag system could get unwieldy in a hurry. Um, but I'm all right with that. So what I need here is a button just to say add all tags. So then I can automate it to say I put the node in, AI is going to come in, it's going to click to create the AI. It's just going to be automated. Maybe after I click something to say process or something, then it'll click this button to create all of the AI tags. And then when that's done, it should click another button to click all of these buttons. Okay, so I'm going to go in here for now and just say temporary tags. I'm just going to duplicate this column. Ooh. Okay, so this is going to be create temporary tags. This one is going to be copy of button, add all temp tags. Do this note. Yes. And so what we're going to do then is go into the button, click, and we're going to say temporary tags dot add tag. And it's going to push every one of those buttons, right? Okay. All right, so now all of, oh, hey, it says values is there, but it's not looked up properly to find values. Or teams. Why not? I know that there's a teams tag. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, right now the AI is making definitions for all these things. Great, it's going to be busy for a while. Values, right? Oh boy, here we go. Collective values. Ah, contains text. Contains text. Values found collective values. So really what we want to do is go and say, what was this column actually doing? Right, because this says equals, and the other one says contains text. Right. So that could be interesting because what that'll do is show you. So Teams isn't showing up to those still. Why is that? Because this could be cool where it goes, okay, your your temp tag is values, so it's like the AI has found the tag values in here, or thinks there's collective values. Oh, I see. So it added collective values and values. Interesting. So you almost need to be able to parse the list before you hit it to say, can we remove anything that looks like duplicates? Oh, that's a lot of work for someone to do. Um, okay though. Well, I'm just going to find, let's see, what's something else nice? Spiky people values. Let's find something about principles, unlike values. I probably should be copying over the quote. So principle-centered leadership. And I'll just go to this page. Principle-centered leadership is this book by Stephen Covey. Okay, so from say principle-centered leadership book by Stephen Covey. Was he a PH? He was a PH. And then I'll paste this bit in, and that's it. So this button here, I want to disable it, hit a column, and then I want to disable this create temporary tags if AI tags list is blank. AI tags list is blank. Okay, if there's no tags in there, then I don't want to be able to click that. And this one is like if edit column, right? This one should be disabled if temporary tags is blank. And I forgot to take off the every time for that. And I probably did for this one too. Okay. Okay, so it's got values, collective values again. What else? Anything? Holy cow. Squandering opportunities, alignment, true north. That's interesting. All right, click them, add them all. Go find another one. Let's see, learning organization. That's a good book. Okay. Um, oh, that's a great note. Oh, it's so long though. Well, let's see what it does. It's good. This is definitely gonna overwhelm it. From organizational behavior and experiential approach. And like Lyme disease, knowledge problems have symptoms that sometimes mimic other problems. All right. And you can see, at least in this case, I cannot get my temporary tags. I wonder if I need to change the AI prompt to say limit it to like 10 or something. But it's taking a while. What is it doing? Did I give it too much text and it failed? Uh, Why the bullets? Mm, it decided to add a bullet here, which then, oh, oh man. So just clicking on that has changed that somehow. The thing is, like, I don't know about this like knowledge problems thing, right? Duplicate work. Um, enter new markets. Like that's it's getting a little bit long for a tag. Like, what about markets? Compete with market leaders. If you start making tags that are that specific, you're never going to get any overlap. Manage knowledge symptoms, knowledge problems. Like that should probably be knowledge, right? Knowledge and problems. Manage knowledge. If I start adding these, I could change this. I could just edit this down now and say that's knowledge. I don't need this one. Get rid of it. Mistakes. I mean, I don't need the judgment idea transfer. See, that's interesting, depending on key individuals. This is more like product development, and slow to launch is like a comment on that. Ah, this is tough. This is a tough one. Product markets pricing. All right, like maybe I want to add service. All right, if I click that, I'm just gonna add all those ones. And so the other thing then that becomes interesting is to go back to home. Yeah, I've got my note cards, but what I also want is a tags page. Page for tag exploration. I can bring up my tags, and I want that as cards. So I'll call this tag cards. And what do we want to show on here? Type. I haven't really been using type in the definition. Okay, and we probably want to sort by tag. All right, and now let's see. If I go in and take a look at accurate, I can see the note that it was attached to. It's like an intermediate. A whole bunch of junk because I haven't set up a good view for. Oh, that's fun. The abilities. Yeah, wow, that's pretty high variability. That's all right. So yeah, probably more work to do. I'm gonna shut this thing down because um, again, I'm not feeling very well. But probably better in this case to ask humans to do the tagging, which I mean is still possible. Where I write a note saying like, next steps for this system. directions or like boundaries around human input, manual inputting of tags. Because like this is still here for me, right? I can choose whatever I want. Actually, this is needs to be sorted. Edit column, nope. Oh yeah, edit column and down under option settings, table order ascending. Okay, so now I can select these people, person, people, person as a tag. Think about directions, boundaries. I like boundaries as a tag. Um, directions boundary around and human first tagging. Automate the creation of tags for note and adding those tags to the note. I guess another next step would be we're like automating input of notes or as a reminder system. Figure out how to make relationships meaningful. Right, the whole point of this for me was questions and answers. And I think that's back to automate the creation of tags. No, automating input of nodes. Where what we want is AI to create daily questions that prompt notes. And those questions should provide this system some missing info. All right, maybe I'll if I don't get any other ideas to build for next week, I might come back to this AI and sense making. Um, because like, what's I gonna do with relationships? You know, like tag relationships. If I create one here and I say, uh, oh, these are right. These all need to be sorted. Excuse me. Ascending tag two. Be nice to get my second screen and mouse set up. This is not the easiest thing to do via laptop trackpad. What was I going to do based on that note? It seemed interesting to me in the moment. Boundaries. Uh, person boundaries. Yeah, because then, I mean, in reality, if I wanted to say something about, in reality, um, if I wanted to say something about how, let's say, boundaries help a person sort of like scope what it is they're looking for and results in better sense making, then that's actually like another note, and I would use those tags, and I would use those three tags. And so these tag relationships is kind of something completely different. Where it's like if I say boundaries builds on, contradicts, depend enables. Like boundaries kind of enables sense making, and like people, oh, person create. It isn't even a creates boundaries. What is this actually doing? Do you know, is that actually helping? What does boundaries say now? If I try to look at this AI summary, okay, it's trying to update it now. Just categorize and label user input, making it easier. I think this AI prompt where I said something about meaningful, give a summary of, oh boy, what did I just do? I totally just filled the entire column of tags, didn't I? Yeah, it's all right. It might take a while for it to come back around to boundaries, but I think one of the things that you got to do in this kind of like AI supported system is just like constantly refine those prompts. And the trick is like, I mean, if I was being, excuse me, if I was being really careful and like smart about it, I would probably save those each of those prompts somewhere, because at some point you're going to change a prompt and everything is going to get worse. Tag cards. Where's boundaries? Oh, that's weird. Did I not sort this? I did. So why? Oh boy. Ah, of course. I saw that happen when I was creating the tag. I guess it's in notes. right? When I was creating the tag, temp tags, I didn't um I didn't do the split properly for each ad row, temporary tags. No, okay, so it's in the AI tags list. I can't remember what the thing is. Remove blanks or like shorten. Ah, boy, this is where chat would be so useful because I would say, what is that thing? It's like it's a formula that removes extra spaces. Left pad, right pad, trim. There it is. Okay. For each, I'm gonna say current trim. But in the meantime, I've just created a whole bunch of tags that have a space at the start. All right. So it's like all those have to go back and get changed. But where were we with boundaries? Because that was boundaries. Why isn't it using my goals? Automate tag creation, leverage relationships. It's just like adding stuff in. All right. You shut down. Interested though to see comments if got any on tag systems. Again, I love the ability to have, in this case, it's just a single table that's being tagged. But if you got a task table and a people table and a goals table and they're all tagged with the same set of tags, then switching to this tag view gets you like some really cool insights where you can see how it's being used across the system. Anyway, until next time.